Welcome, I'm Colleen Hiscock, owner and chef at Java Jack's in Rocky Harbor, Newfoundland and Labrador. Today in our how-to series, we're going to talk about a classic vinaigrette. Simple and useful. Once you know how to make the basis for a vinaigrette, you can extend it and get creative, do some freestyle, whatever your heart's desires, you can figure it out. Now the basis for it is an emulsion, the sciences of how you actually put water or a liquid together with a little bit of fat or oil. So you got to think about the two different phases. So this is oil and water, and you can see that they don't mix. And sometimes in the higher end vinaigrettes or dressings that you see in the grocery store, they actually don't mix like that. If I was, however, to mix them and give them some dispersion, then you will see that they will actually stay together in solution for a time and then move apart. So this is called dispersion, and then they'll create some surface tension where they want to move away from each other. But our job in a vinaigrette is to try and get them to move together, and we can use an emulsifier to help with that. In lots of cases, it can be a mustard, particularly a Dijon mustard. Adds great flavor, but it has, in the seed pulp, it actually has emulsification property. It's also good for you. If you have something like milk, some of the milk properties in there, egg yolk would be an amazing emulsifier, and it's the basis for an emulsion in mayonnaise. But today we're going to make a very classic vinaigrette, and there's two ways to make them. One with oil and a vinegar, and one with oil and some lemon. And we're going to make both of them. Okay, so let's get started making the classic vinaigrette. 2 tablespoons of vinegar, and we'll put that into the bowl. And then we put the Dijon mustard in here, a teaspoon. I like a little bit more because I like the flavor of it, but essentially a teaspoon is all you really need to get the emulsion going for you. Okay, so I'm going to mix that up and make sure that that is fully mixed before you start adding it. You can see already there's a little bit of extra viscosity in here, and the flavor, the aroma is really coming through. I have my bowl sitting on a mat because I'm going to stream in now 6 tablespoons of oil. And you just want to do it very, very slowly at first. It's actually called a dispersion mill or an emulsion mill, where you're going to mix up 1-2 drops at a time, and then the thickness starts to appear, and voila, you can give it a steady stream and the viscosity will hold. Okay, and as it gets a little bit warmer, it'll get a little thicker, and you can see this happen right in front of your eyes, how thick that becomes right away with the mechanical action of that whisk. Did you know that a tablespoon of oil with a whisk can be whisked into about 3 billion little droplets? And so the little bit of Dijon actually enrobes those droplets and holds onto the vinegar or the aqueous phase. And you can see that the viscosity of this is very different than when it was just oil or just vinegar. And now we're just going to season it up with a little salt and a little pepper. It's amazing. The flavor of vinegar really does give you a lot more salt perception than you would think. It tastes saltier with vinegar. And voila, that's our first vinaigrette already done. So now with the lemon vinaigrette, which is also a classic because you can either do a vinegar, which is an acid, or lemon juice, also considered to be an acid, but you use a little bit less lemon juice. So I'm going to squeeze this lemon, and we're going to use pretty much all of it. About 1.5 tablespoons from this lemon is what we're going to use. So I'm squeezing it. I'll put it into my sieve here, and can take the seeds out. I don't want the seeds in my vinaigrette, but I do want the lovely fresh lemon. 1.5 tablespoons of lemon juice. 1.5. Yep, that's about the amount for a full lemon. Okay, now same story. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard. And we're going to put that in here with the lemon. I love the flavor of Dijon. A little dab will do. Again, we're going to mix that up, whisk it so that it becomes homogeneous. And then the same story. So that would be 1.5 tablespoons, maybe 1.75 tablespoons, but we're going to add, again, 6 tablespoons here of the oil. When it's done, it's about a half cup, which is enough for 4 people. Rule of thumb is 2 tablespoons of dressing per person, not more. It really gets overwhelming. And you can see I go drip, 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 drop, drop, drop first, and then I'm going to add a steady stream. And you can see the emulsion happen in front of your eyes, how this is getting thicker and thicker. There, I'm finished. You can see how thick that is. And it looks wonderful. Ooh. Doesn't look like anything like lemon juice. You can see that it's got some viscosity there. I'm going to add a little salt. I'm not going to bother with the pepper for this one because it'll just add too much color. And I don't really want to have black specks in this one. So we're just going to add that. Now I'll pour it into this dish so that you can see that that oil and that acid are actually staying in solution together. Now you can extend these at any time to add a sweetness. You can add herbs, you can add fruit juices to any of your vinaigrettes, change them up, freestyle whatever way you want. Till next time, I'm Colleen Hiscock. Bon appetit.